Hey folks, welcome to another Orcatorch 360. If you've seen any of my videos, you always know I'm in the market for a new light. Today we're going to be comparing the Orcatorch D710, that's the one on the left, to the Aplos AP150, that's the one on the right. Let's see how they stack up. Welcome to another Orcatorch 360. I am always open to finding a new dive light for rec and night diving. When I saw the Orcatorch had upgraded the D710, I ordered one. Do check out my video on the D710 I put out a couple weeks ago. At the same time, however, I also ordered the Aplos AP150. As always, I do not represent either one of these companies nor any other manufacturer I may reference. These opinions are my own. If you like these reviews, click subscribe, click like. Let's now compare these two underwater spotlights. They are both made out of aircraft grade aluminum alloy, depth rated to 150 meters, have a water rating of IP68, IPX8. The first thing that you notice is that the AP150 is a little bigger at 7 7/8 inches long versus 6 inches, wider at the light, 2 inches versus 1 3/8 inches, and with batteries more than twice as heavy as the D710, coming in at 18 ounces versus 8 ounces. The D710 has a triple O-ring protection mid-body, whereas the AP150 has a double O-ring protection up towards the end of the case. D710 is reportedly drop tested to 5 feet or so, and the AP150 at 3.2 feet. D710 takes one 21750 protected battery. The AP150 uses two 26650 unprotected batteries. Both batteries are rated at 5000 mAh. D710 recharges in about 2 hours or so, whereas the AP150 can take well over 6 hours to charge, depending. D710 can last a little over 90 minutes on high and up to 8 hours on low. The AP150, this lasted 170 minutes on high and over 6 hours on low. D710 is a button switch cycling through high, medium, and low settings with a corresponding lumen of 1700, 800, and 400. It has a 3000 lumen turbo setting, but that is only for short blasts, and you must continually press the button. The AP150 has a rotary dial with a low, medium, and high setting and lumens of 2000, 7000, and 15,000 respectively. It also has a flashing SOS setting with roughly 7,000 lumen. D710 claims a Kelvin of 6500. This is one of the improvements they made. The older version had a Kelvin under 5000, so that is clearly an improvement. The AP150 is between 6000 and 6300 per specs. D710 has a CRI, color rendition index, of 70. AP150 is unknown. On land, light distances also vary a bit. 262 meters for the D710 versus 320 to 356 for the AP150. The D710 has a tight 6-degree beam angle versus the AP150, which purports a 10-degree beam angle. D710 has a battery power indicator on the button of green, red, and flashing. It has over discharge protection, reverse polarity protection, and a switch locking mechanism. The AP150 has none of them. They both have overheat protection. It's not recommended to use the D710 topside except on low. With the AP150, you can use it above water, but it will dim at 60 degrees Celsius / 140 degrees Fahrenheit. As for accessories, they both came with a carry case, lanyard, spare O-rings, and a manual. The D710 has a charging cable and an extra battery. The AP150 has a 2-slot charger with charging cable. Let's look at my water tests. Sink tests showed the D710 going out between 90 and 110 minutes on high. The AP150 lasted on average about 170 minutes on high. In the pool, you can see the spot beam for the D710 is well defined versus the AP150. The AP150 10 degrees beam angle is very diffused and not as sharp as the D710. That was a little disappointing. You can clearly see the lumen difference as I ratchet up the AP150 to the point it impacted video as the camera tried to adjust. With the AP150 on high, the D710 beam was barely visible. In open water, again, the difference in lumen is noticeable. The D710 did not create as much backscatter with the narrower beam and did push a little deeper into holes and enclosures. As you can see here, the Kelvin for both is similar, so for me this is a wash. Here you can see the AP150 with its 15,000 lumen did a much better job of illuminating a wider area. Again, these lights are not for video, they are for night and wreck diving. Remember to lubricate the O-rings on both before diving. So what did I like? What did I dislike? Both are depth rated to 150 meters. Both have a solid feel, although I can't verify the AP150's durability tests. They're similarly priced at $160 for the D710 and $130 for the AP150. Since I normally wear mine on a helmet and use them in pairs, the extra size and weight of the AP150 was a downside. However, the extra runtime and extra lumen were the major positives for the AP150. The SOS was also a really nice feature. I didn't like the AP150 rotary dial for a couple of reasons. On my helmet, it was tough to feel exactly where it was and took me a while to find it since I couldn't see it. I also didn't like that it goes from low to high. When I turn a light on underwater, I want the highest setting first. Then I decide when to dial it back. Batteries. I am a battery safety proponent. While the D710 did not last as long, its battery, with a fully charged spare, it's pretty easy to swap out between dives, providing an overall longer duration. Let's say if you're doing a 2-dive boat excursion. Whereas the AP150, really long charging time, 6+ hours, is another negative. And my charger, the AP150 charger, is inconsistent on I get conflicting information on whether or not the batteries are fully charged. Especially with unprotected batteries, for me, this is a real challenge. I've contacted Aplos twice for battery specs and why my charger does this. I've gotten no answer to date. If I get one, I'll update the description. So, this is a tough one. You have to make the decision for what you want. For me, weight, size, and consistency because of my helmet are why I would choose the D710. If you need longer single-use run times and more lumen with a handheld, then I say go with the cheaper AP150. Well, that's my take. Let me know what you think. I have another dive light that I will be reviewing shortly, so watch for that. Anyway, my friends, as always, stay safe while you dive, and remember, go explore, get wet,